Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. And may I say, they finally, this is the first hint of doing the Matrix as it should be done. Oh, this is beautiful. As it's described in the role-playing game and the novels, the Matrix has, recreated environments. That is a destroyer ice. Okay. That is just flat out of the gate. Black ice. Foreign accounts. Business archive. Dual routine boost. Oh, it's already active. Sniffer. Assassinate. Did you miss? You seem to have missed. Nope, you did not miss. I don't like the way things are set up here. It's really confusing on what's line of sight and what isn't. Can I click this? Apparently not. Oh, that's why there are three. There was the black ice. 365. Start. Next, we'll go to the next one. Okay, second one here. That's this one. That's not the one the guy wants. Financial records on the Walled City project. Document cluster. Walled City Low-Income Housing Project. Final records and reporting. Final material Class 11 granted access only. Says the executive summary. Executive summary describes the finances of the Walled City construction contract, saying mechanical services received about 950 million nuyen from other corporations via the Executive Council. It then spent this money to build the Walled City. Most is a dense description of cost targets, metrics, financial analysis, and accounting methods. However, a short section of the final paragraph stands out. Excuse me. Achieved 35% diversion of funds while maintaining workmanship at a generally acceptable levels. Severe downward cost pressures, large finance risk, and information control presented major challenges in executing a financial strategy for the WCLIHP. Walled City, yeah. Co-construction of two concurrent initiatives, WCLIHP Prosperity, presented a major financial as well as operational challenge. Such large funding diversions are difficult to adequately obfuscate. The author again wishes to note that the WCLIHP official records in their current form still may not withstand scrutiny during the post-project audit by the Executive Council. Deep revision ex post facto is advised. Scan through the files. The language of these documents is an opaque fog of finance and accounting. Without special training, it is incomprehensible. The associated visuals are a language of pie charts and dynamic graphs with data layers like pre-adjustment accruals, taxable share, payroll allocations, and depreciation flow. Most are uninteresting and esoteric, however, three options stand out. Master cash flow. A layer of luminous green lines appear flowing through the system chart. They appear to be budgets and fund reservoirs. Coded for various purposes, the green lines are divided into two sections. Each has glowing white text beneath. Section 1. Project receivables. 943 million. Funds reallocation, 609 million. Diversion percentage, 35.4%. Section 1. That's the same one I just read. Section 2. This is an enormous scrolling list of walled city construction expenses. Next to each is a single word, redacted. Okay, utilities and excavation. A dense network of tiny nodes and branching lines appears inside the system chart. It seems to be a grand mapping of all utility-related allocations, expenditures, and assets. An organizational hierarchy forms beside the system chart, listing upper management of the utilities component. At the top, you see a familiar name, Edward Tsang, Vice President of Special Projects. Directly beneath him are two subordinates, Cameron Yu, Construction Engineer, Excavation and Utilities. Under Cameron Yu, Excavation. A full organizational chart fans out, dozens of names and positions. The names of the second subordinate is missing. In its place is a single word, redacted. Under the second subordinate, a much larger organizational chart appears with hundreds of nodes. In this second chart, however, the same word accompanies every node. Interesting. Excuse me. Funds reallocation substructure. The thin threads of yellow light spring from numerous nodes in the huge system chart and begin flowing through others. The yellow threads snake down below, bouncing through a series of nodes and changing colors, until they converge into a single brilliant point. An incandescent white word appears beside it. Prosperity. Access the Prosperity node. No files exist at this location. Close it. Close the files. Download the file. Interesting. Foreign accounts. Lots of black cubes floating in the air. Here we go. Try again. Fudge. Calm down. Try again. Fudge. Dang it. Forced out. Okay, try it again with less failure this time. I could force it. Oops. Next. So... MW. Got you. Okay. Inside the foreign accounts files is a series of recent transactions. Looks pretty standard. Several Tsang monetary deals with foreign partners and businesses. Some money incoming, some outgoing. Closer look at the files and the variance in the pattern appears. It seems a few of the deals are coded to prevent them from appearing in the company's standard financial logs. Interestingly, of the handful of encoded files, all contain records of deals established through bribery with some of Tsang's business partners. Even more interesting is the chunk of clean new yen that's attached to the data. Okay, you've been doing a side thing. Unfortunately, this little node doesn't give me access to anywhere else, does it? How unfortunate. I want to be over there, don't I? You exit the core system. The vice president watching nearby visibly relaxes. Hell, took you long enough. You got it all in one chip, right? Hand it here. You ordered embezzlement. You got it. Very good. You came through as promised. A wise choice. I may have need of reliable people such as yourself in the future. If the job pays enough, I'll consider it. Okay. Well, got some pay data. It's a little bit of a distraction on our real job, though. Oh, I paused my, my timer's been sitting paused at 22:59 this entire time. Let me go see how long this has been running. Be right back. So that was interesting. I was also sending it to the wrong folder, the files. Anyway, here we are. The woman before you looks like one very burnt out suit. We don't have etiquette corporate, but here we go. Don't take this the wrong way, but you look seriously overworked. What's going on? Maybe I can help. She chews on her lip, unsure. With a sigh, she speaks. Oh, why not? Doubt I'll ever see you again. I could use a good venting session. It's the stack ranking here. My team, contracts and acquisitions, is in the deep end, but not because we're slackers like sales would have you believe. The way she bites into the word sales reeks of enmity. Because the system isn't based on merit, we're working our asses off over here while sales doesn't even have to lift a finger. And while they're ranked ahead of us, they're way behind work-wise. But guess what? Singh doesn't care about that. All they look at are the ranks. Come this quarterly review, whoever's last in the stack rankings will get demoted, or worse, sent back to the training pool. She shudders. I'll bet the other team is taking advantage of the situation, too. You don't have to tell me. Sales is reveling in our distress and rubbing their success in our faces. But it's not just that. They're also undermining our work by denying us important data that my team needs in order to hand off our contracts to Tsang upper management. As if the rankings weren't enough. What if I could get you that data? She gives you a long look. What's in it for you? I need into this floor security station. I'm sure we can arrange something. I'm offering to help you tilt the balance between your team and sales. What do you think? I have the code, but what? I'm not supposed to have it. I don't have the credentials either. I'm kind of seeing one of the guys in security. He wanted me to have a safe place in case anything ever happened here. Don't worry. If it comes to it, I'll take the heat. She chews on her lip, nods. Okay, I'll do it. The sales team's data for the station code. That's the deal. Understood. Sales team's data. Door card reader. Hello. Do I have the right... Let's not toy. This one is an open door. Manager. The hell do you think you're doing? Sorry, is this not a public terminal? What does it look like, asshole? Get out of here. Okay. How can I help you? Got word of level 8 maintenance issue right here in your office. If it's not fixed now, things will get messy. I need everyone out of this room for the next half hour. Her mouth drops open, but after the initial surprise drains away, she looks doubtful. What kind of issue are we talking about? I don't have time to... Okay, strength, so we can intimidate them away. Very serious issue. I know how... This is nondescript. Here we go. Bolivian creeping mold. Building's been struggling with it since '51. It's toxic if you inhale its spores, and you've got it in your air ducts. She stifles a gasp, then glances nervously around the room. I heard about that on the TRID. Her voice rises. Everyone! This woman has just informed me that there's a maintenance emergency in our area. I need all of you to drop what you're doing and leave so she can make her repairs. High charisma, kids. High charisma. My adept is moderate charisma. I think she has charisma 4. She's going to have so much trouble. Quick look is all it takes to reveal this terminal's unnetworked workstation. Sitting there all unattended and vulnerable, it's just begging to be hacked. Isabel, you see what I see? It's weak. I've got this. Isabel smirks and raises her hands, wiggling her fingers in the air. Within a matter of seconds, she's entered a string of commands and transferred several classified files onto a data stick, which she casually drops into your hand. It has been defeated. You're welcome. There we go. Always try to avoid doing things the combat way if you can. Because if you can... Because you don't get experience in this game. You don't get experience for killing things or beating things. You get experience for completing missions. And what's more, in the tabletop game, you get bonus experience if the mission was a feel-good style mission. And, or karma. However, there is the innate thing that missions that give you more karma are likely to give you less money. And missions that give you more money are likely to give you less karma. Security. Ah. Walk away. Probably don't want to use this one. Did you get it? Right here. Yes, perfect. Thank you. As promised, here is the code. I'm not going to get into any trouble, right? You covered your trail? Don't worry about it. Karma gained. Okay. Kind of curious if I should go ahead. Security station card. And do the thaumaturgical research area as well. In fact, I am going to. Oh dear. Whoa, slow down there. This is a restricted area. I'll need to see your ID. Calm down. I'm here for maintenance. Just here to replace some lights. It's not like I stole this uniform or something. Now, if you don't mind. Yeah, you're right. Between you and me, sometimes security can be a little overkill around here. Anyway, I won't hold you up. Good luck. Wow. That's... Wow. Okay. Oh, what is this? VP of Thaumaturgical Research. Vice President spares you a glance from over the top of her PDA. There's a bite to her voice. Who are you? Shore sang security presses. Maintenance, ma'am. What do you want? Just doing a routine checkup. How are things? Lights, airflow, power supply? Everything's fine. Now get out before I call security. Sorry, I'll let you get back to work. What happens if we're stupid and we try to grab something? I'm curious. It's a bad idea. Spellbook, pick up. Are you really? Security! Yep, okay. So, that's what I thought would happen. Load game. Karma spent 190. Yeah, in the tabletop game, the tabletop game of Shadowrun is very much geared towards people that love gear and equipment and granularity in that point. It is hyper detailed on the amount of stats that the different pieces of equipment have, and you account for the different bullets and all that sort of things. It's very hyper detailed, and it appeals to people that love that. Please load. But anyway, and you don't want to get in a fight because fighting uses resources. You use up bullets. You use up. Oh, don't crash. Crashing's worse than freezing. Well, crashing and freezing are the same thing. Yay! So yeah, the game crashed. We'll get back to it. I'll see you in a new video in just a moment.